in this scenario, especially where we're talking about a virus which affects people with respiratory conditions, which does weigh on the lungs and the throat, do look after yourself, keep your hands clean, social distancing, stay at home if you're in lockdown. Yeah, just be safe. And I'd say that's true for a lot of scenarios. Look after, do wash your hands often. Um, if you're around people who are coughing and sneezing, try to make sure that you have enough vitamins in you. Try to stay away from those people when they've got colds. Look after your health in general. And again, your voice is your work. It's your industry. It's your livelihood. You need to protect that. So if you're around people who are ill, maybe don't kiss them. Just look after yourself and try not to catch too many colds if you can. Show reels are a really interesting one. There are many sites that put up example show reels, but obviously, if you read those word for word, they're going to be the same as everybody else's show reels. Take them as examples, and you can try and create show reels with similar sorts of things. I also think things like classics are great. If you look at things like the Iliad, Sherlock Holmes, a variety of books beyond the time where copyright was a thing, um, or their copyrights have expired. You can do a lot of those as readings. You can do a lot of those as monologues, and they are useful for showreel again because you're showing your ability as an actor. If you're doing character voices for video games, if you're doing audiobooks, then obviously just read the books, and those are fantastic examples. Also, in terms of just acting, a good monologue is so useful in acting, to be able to rattle out something that shows your ability to act, a range of emotions, just different styles of voices. So it's worth looking up. Useful. There are a lot of, again, vlogs and blogs which show monologues, good monologues for actors going along to auditions. Some auditions will ask you to do a reading of their script, a cold reading, and a prepared monologue. So that's useful to have. Character voices are different from a lot of other voice acting jobs. The majority of video game acting is character voices. Uh, I would say variety is definitely a big part of it, which is why, like I say, you could be a 2 foot tall gnome with a high, squeaky voice, or you can be a giant minotaur with a deep, booming voice. Um, Try different things. You can look up different pictures of characters online. You can just look through various different photos and think about, like, what voice would that character have? Can I shift my voice to something that would fit that character? And that's a cool exercise to do. So if you look up things like uh, character profile pic or um, something like that, you'll get things like the Baldur's Gate games and the Neverwinter Night games have a whole bunch of profile pictures that you can pick for your character, which it goes across a variety of different races. So it'll be like dwarves, elves, orcs, creatures, humans, and lots of different variety within those categories, males and females. So you can load up a whole bunch of those and try and create something for each of those pictures that those characters would say. So a line that they would say, or all the same line, but change the tone of that voice. My first voice acting jobs were just doing little things for little projects. So, like I said, I had that very cheap Blue Snowball USB mic, and I was looking at things like Casting Call Club, which is a website where you can. It's kind of like a forum, and you can apply to different jobs. Casting Call Club's really useful because you can hear everybody else's audition. So you can hear whether your audio quality is the same or better or worse. You can hear if your delivery is the same. Is your interpretation like other people's interpretations? So it's a very good way of listening to other people's work and then also crafting your own, or crafting your own and then listening to how it compares to theirs. But I was very lucky. I was doing acting work. I first started just by helping friends carry equipment at film sites. Then I ended up standing in for things like a camera guy or a lighting guy or a sound guy. And then they needed an actor for a scene where an actor hadn't turned up. So I was like, well, I'll do it. So I ended up doing acting, and they enjoyed my acting, so I ended up doing more. And then I started doing lead roles, and I was also making my own short amateur films, um, and then somebody did an audio only project, and they asked me if I'd like to be involved, and I said yes. And so that's when I did my first job, was that, which was a great job. We worked out of a professional studio. It was a very social time as well. All the actors did reads together as a group. We did the actual acting, the voice acting itself as a group with microphones in front of each of us. It was a really positive experience. But then after that, it was, okay, I like this. Where do I start? So I got myself a microphone. I had a laptop. I had uh, a a rack for drying clothes, and I just put some thick blankets on that and put that around the microphone to give myself a little makeshift booth. It was terrible. It didn't work very well, but it worked enough. And I just found some amateur jobs. I just started contacting people. Do you need voice acting for your dub project, for your indie game? Do you need it for this? Do you need it for that? And worked my way up slowly over over the course of about 6, 7 years. When I started earning money out of it, I didn't take any of the money for myself. I didn't spend it on beers or anything like that. I used that money to buy better equipment, and then I used that equipment to do better jobs, and then I used that experience to do professional jobs, and then I used the professional jobs to develop a buffer of money, and then I used that buffer of money to take the opportunity to go self-employed, and then I went self-employed and did it full time, and here I am. So that's the beginning to here. It's not going to be the same journey as it is for everybody else. It's not an easy journey, but it's a worthwhile journey. Voice acting, to me, best job in the world. I adore it. I enjoy it, and I hope you guys do as well. Essentially, to create a vocal portfolio, just need to get jobs under your belt. Make sure they're jobs that you like. Try and group them together. You'll see I've got different banners uh, in different folders on some of my social media, where it's a collection of work that I've done. So my voice acting in video games banner has a whole bunch of different games I've worked on, and then I've got a commercial banner, which is things like companies I've done commercial or um, sort of corporate voiceover work for. So things like Unicorn Training, Own, which are a sort of blockchain company. I did a whole rebranding thing for them. Bailey Caravans, I did a documentary voiceover for them on them being one of the UK's longest running caravan companies, stuff like that. And then I've got another one which is audiobooks, which is just got a selection of the audiobooks that I've voiced. With your portfolios, just be honest. Don't lie about what you've done, and try and put out on your portfolios. Put your best foot forward. Put the best work you've done so far. Don't be afraid to just put up what you've done if you've only done a few jobs to start with. And then as you improve, you can change your portfolio. You can update it with the best of what you've done in different areas. Feel free to reach out on social media if you guys have any more questions, or if you have anything you want to talk to me about. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and I do stuff on YouTube and Twitch every now and again. I used to do it a lot. I don't really do it anymore. So you don't need to follow me or sub or anything like that. I don't need that. You're not going to see a lot of regular content, but if people enjoy this, maybe I'll do some more voice acting talks about specific topics.